This is Bharat. Have you been seriously thinking about writing your first book? Is your book based on bringing the wisdom of Bharat? Is it related to Sanatan Dharm's wisdom? Has it got anything to do with Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, Puran, Tantra, mantras, yoga, aspects of Kundalini Jagran, anything to do with the wisdom of rishis? If you have been thinking of writing a book, or if you have thought that this is where I want to do my writing, or if you've written the book, this is the video where I'll tell you all about how you can get that book out in the market. My name is Bharat. I run an independent publishing house called Shreem Infomedia. Our imprint is called Vyas. So, Ved Vyas, the most prolific author in the Sanatan Dharm's cultural history. So, we will talk about everything that you need to understand in terms of how you can write that book beautifully, how you can find the right publisher for your book, that is step 2. Third, how to understand some of the technical aspects of writing a book. And fourth, the most important part, how to sell your book and some mistakes to avoid at the end. If you're writing a book on these topics, the topics and the wisdom of Bharat, and so this video is absolutely crucial and important for you. There aren't many resources out there for authors anyway, but for Sanatan Dharma, self-help, self-growth, talking about these subtle spiritual ideas of Bharat, I don't think there are any resources. So this is where I'm starting this channel for you guys. We'll talk about all that. Step 1. Write a good book. This is even more important if you're writing a book where you're expanding the wisdom of the great rishis of Bharat. So whether it's Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Ramcharitmanas, any of the Tantra Shastra, Vedas, all the knowledge flows to us from those rishis and maharishis. So anything you will be doing is to expand and make that knowledge more accessible to people. So it's a huge responsibility. So first thing first, you have to write a good book. Write a good book, get people to give you feedback, find relevant subject matter experts, gurus to read that book, give you that feedback. It is not a fictional book, that is completely your baby. Because this book is, you're in line of so many sages and rishis. So it's not just any random fiction or non-fiction book. It's a huge responsibility. So get it checked, feedbacked, read by people you trust, and then take it to the next step, which is the publishing step. The biggest challenge as a Sanatan author, anything to do with the wisdom of Bharat, the biggest challenge you will face is to find a relevant publisher. Now here is my criteria for anyone to find a good publisher. Specifically this genre, this topic. Find a publisher where the people, the editors or whosoever you get in touch with, do they have honest affinity with the topics of Sanatan? Or is it just a book for them? Do they appreciate what you've done, or do they only see commercial viability? Do they only see it as a commodity that will sell or not sell? For example, for me, as a publisher, there is a book that we are considering, and I know that book will struggle to sell. I know it off the bat. But when I looked and talked to the author, and when I read the book, it is almost, I feel like it's my responsibility to bring it out. That's the least I can do. So find a publisher or a publishing team that understands what you're doing. That is very, very important. There are going to be options for you. You can apply to traditional publishers. You can find somebody who will take some amount from you and print and publish it for you. You can find self-publishing companies that will do it for you. But again, the most important criteria is the ideal. Find a publishing partner, not a publishing company, that understands what you're writing about. Everything else is technical. Okay? So that's the most important part when you're looking for a publisher. Let's move on to the third step very quickly. Third step is some of the technical aspects of publishing a book. ISBN, formatting and typesetting a book, getting it edited and proofread. Hopefully the publisher will do it. Promoting it, distributing it and selling it. ISBN is available for free in India. So if anyone is asking you for any money from you for ISBN, be very careful. ISBN is a unique library tag that identifies your book uniquely. It's a 13-digit and a 10-digit number. It can be availed by the publisher, or it can also be availed by a self-publishing author. If you're an author and you want to publish your book yourself, you can apply to the Raja Ram Mohan Rai ISBN agency, and they'll allot you the free ISBN for your book. It's an identifier for your book. It gives you the unique identity. Second is, your Word file that you have written in your book is not print ready. So it needs to be designed and what is technically called formatted and typesetted. That is an art and a science in itself, and it costs money. So technically your publisher will handle that if they are doing it for you. If you're self-publishing, they'll do it for you and they'll charge for it. But you have to understand that it is an important aspect of publishing a book, a Word file into a print ready. And there is a lot of stuff that goes into making that kind of a book. Same thing with the Kindle format or any digital format. If your book is going to be available as a Kindle format or a digital format or audio book, it needs to be formatted, right? So there is going to be cost if you're paying for everything. Third part is, where do you sell or distribute your book? You'll probably ask your publisher, what's your distribution? Will my book be available across the country on railway stations, bookstores, crosswords, Oxford? If you're a new author and you have no presence and nobody knows you, this is your first book or second book or third book, it is highly unlikely that your book will be available in bookstores. Do not expect it and do not ask for it. It doesn't make any sense. If people don't know about you, they're not going to pick up your book in a bookstore. So you need to first build demand, then people will come and find your book. And the easiest way to find any book is Amazon. Maybe Flipkart, but primarily Amazon. So if your book is available there, and if someone's interested, you created enough demand, then they'll go and find it and buy it from there. That brings me to the last and the most important point of this session. You are going to have to sell your own book. That is step 4. Your book is your baby. That is enough reason to sell it yourself. Promote it, sell it, do whatever it takes. Second, because it's the wisdom of Sanatan, it's the wisdom of the rishis, it is something that you've researched. You are the master of this topic. Your publisher, your editor, your publisher's marketing team, don't expect them to understand your work and try and sell it. They can't, they won't. So the onus is upon you, my friend. And what is a book anyway? So let's say you've written a book on a commentary on Bhagavad Gita. Who knows this better than you? You are the best person in the world on this topic. So who's going to go and sell it? You. So you have to make a plan of action, allocate some budget towards it. If you don't do this, the book's not going to sell. Now let me give you some examples of books that you might have heard that have done really well. The most sold book on Vedanta and Indian spirituality is the autobiography of a yogi. Okay, Yoganand. One, it is very well written. Might be a little boring for people reading in 2025 because it was written 50 years ago, but it is very well written, as in it's very simplified written. Very complicated and wisdom, very simplified, because it was primarily written for the American market. So very well written. That is our step 2. It was published by somebody who understood the book and wanted to take it out. So they had huge affinity for the topic. Okay, step 2. Third, it was looking at the book published 30, 40, 50 years ago, and you look at it now, even the older versions I have seen, it is very well printed. Okay, and then the author himself traveled across America to promote the book. Sadhguru's Isha Engineering or any of his books, look at the amount of marketing and promotion goes towards selling those books, because those books are not simply books, they are ideas. So as a Sanatan author, you are not simply writing 400 pages or 300 pages of something that will be lost. As a Sanatan author, you are writing something that is going to be Sanatan, going to be there for a long, long time. You are bringing out an idea, a repurposed idea. You're pushing forward the wisdom of the Vedas, the wisdom of the Rishis. It's not just a book. So you have to throw everything you have. And it is harder for us. It is harder than selling a fiction love story, right? Or a book on habits, or a book on financial management. Those books will fly off the shelf. Or a book on anxiety, or a book on relationships. What we and you are doing as the authors of Bharat are life-changing, generational-changing ideas that are going to be here, hopefully, if you write a great book. So put everything you have into promoting this idea. Make it your life's mission. I am here to help you. I run a publishing house solely dedicated to publishing these books. And for anyone who's watching this video and need to talk to me, I'll be happy to talk to you for 15-20 minutes to give you clarity on any aspect of publishing or writing. So comment if you're writing something, get in touch with me, descriptions, we'll read every comment and we'll give you every possible resource to get your book done. Whether you get it published via us or someone else, I have a solution for all your needs. Okay, and this is solely for one purpose and one purpose only: to make the wisdom of Bharat accessible to as many people as possible. And you, as an author, you are the warrior doing it. Namaskar.